A string in PHP is a sequence of letters, numbers, special characters, and arithmetic values, and the combination of all of these is known as a string. Now, we know that strings can either be enclosed within double quotations or single quotations, and PHP has several functions that allow us to manipulate strings. So in this video, I want to take a look at some of the more commonly used functions to manipulate strings. The first inbuilt PHP function we will look at is one that allows us to get the count of the words in a string. So first, let me define a string, call it my string, and set this equal to the cow jumped over the moon. Now we can echo the string word count. So it's str underscore word underscore count. And we just drop our variable inside it, my string, and this should give us the count of the words in our sentence or string. So let us save this and check it out. So let us now refresh and click on strings.php, and we see here that we have 6 characters in our string. And to make this a little bit easier while developing, I'm just going to have both things up on the screen at once. So let me get that here and put this over this side. Okay, so now we don't have to be going back and forth. All right, so this gives us the word count. So we see here that this has 6 characters, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. So that's what string word count gives us. If we wanted to reverse the string, we could say echo string reverse. And refresh, and of course we get our string that is reversed. And let me just put a break here, refresh. Okay, so you can see it has reversed that as well. So that's not what we want. We just want a new line. So let me remove this from here. Right, sometimes it just involves playing around with these different functions to see the different behavior. Right? And now it's disappeared altogether, so let's just remove it. And what we'll do, we'll just do one at a time. So save this, refresh. We see that it has now reversed our string. So let's take a look at another one, echo, and we have a function called string position. So strpos. And let's say we want to know the position of cow. So let us put in my string, and we want to know the position of cow. So let us save this, comment this out, refresh. Oh, let's save it first. All right, So it is at position 4 that we see cow. And the way it is counting this string, it's counting the different characters. So if we start at T, we get 1, 2, 3, and the space is also a character 4. So the word cow starts at position 4. And if we want to see where moon begins, we just save it and refresh. It starts at position 24. All right, so that is one way we can figure out the position of a string variable or a character in a string. Let us look at the replace function. So we can say string underscore replace. And let's say we want to replace moon. Let's say moon with, all right, the cow jumped over the fence. Let's say fence. And of course, the third argument would be our string variable. And let me expand this. Let me pull this over a little bit and expand this so you can see it better. Okay, so let us now save this. And we see here it has replaced moon with fence. So it has a replace feature and we can see how it works. So we would take it, the first parameter would be the word that we want to replace in our string. The second parameter would be the word that we are replacing it with. And then the third parameter would be the actual string that is being evaluated. So let's take a look at one more. And this one is the Implode function. And we can use it like this. So I'm going to use another built-in function to demonstrate the Implode function, and it's called printr. And similarly to var dump, it's really an inbuilt function that PHP uses to print or display the information stored in a variable, right? So we're going to do print r underscore r, and we are going to explode our string. So let us first give it a delimiter. And what a delimiter is what you want to separate each value by. So you can have a comma delimiter, you can have a tab delimiter, and a space delimiter. So among others. So I'm going to use a space, and I'm also going to put my string. Okay, so let us save this and run it. And we see what it does here. It actually breaks up our array or our string into different into an array, and it places each character in the string at a different index position. All right, so of course the first letter would be at position 0, and then the final character or word would be at position 5. So again, the reason why we exploded and used space as our first argument is because in our string, each word is separated by a space, right? If each word was separated by a comma, for instance, then we would put a comma as our delimiter and save it, and we would get the same result. So right now it's 5 characters still. Let's say we put a comma here, and let's just put one here. Then this should give us 2 extra. Right, so now we have 7 positions. So in any string, let me undo everything now. In any string, when we use the explode function, you want to ensure that you are exploding with the correct delimiter. And this string is delimited by space, right? So when we delete the space from our quotes, we get an error because there's no delimiter. So save it again, refresh, and we see how the explode function works. Now, additionally, we have a function called implode. So let's say, for instance, we had an array. So let me declare an array. And let me set the values of this array. And let us say the little dog laughed. All right, let's just leave it at that. Little dog laughed, and let us close this. So currently, this is an array. And let's say we want to join all the different words or strings in this array and create one sentence. One such way we'd be able to do this is by using the implode function. So let me just add one more. Let's just say that's an exclamation at the end. So the little dog laughed. The way we can use the implode function, so let me comment this out for the time being. We could say echo implode, and it's going to work similarly to the explode function, but it will do the opposite. It's going to join array pieces. All right, so we need first the glue, and then we need the pieces. So the way we want to join the string, the glue will be a space. So it will no longer be commas in between each thing, but spaces. And then the second argument will actually be the array. All right, so let's first do a print. Let's do a print R of my array. And then let us implode our array. So now if I save this and refresh, we'll see here that we get the array as it is. The little dog laughed. It has five elements, and of course the index starts at 0, so 0 to 4. And then my implode function, of course, let me comment this out, joins each element in the array and brings it together. All right, so that's how the implode and explode functions work.